Ford's Turkish branch became the country's third major car maker to halt production on Wednesday due to a widening labor dispute, causing government officials to worry about repercussions just weeks ahead of a general election. The industrial action over working conditions and pay has spread to a number of parts suppliers clustered around the northwestern city of Bursa, the hub of the Turkish auto industry. Ford Otosan, a joint venture between Ford and Turkey's GÖC holding, said it had temporarily stopped production at two of its plants at Gölcük and Yeniköy in northwestern Turkey because of supply problems. The dispute comes at an embarrassing time for the ruling Justice and Development Party, AK Party, which has built its reputation on strong economic management, and faces a tough parliamentary election on June 7. Turkish Deputy Prime Minister Ali Babacan said on Wednesday he hopes problems in auto industry will be resolved in the coming days. The Labour Minister and Industry Minister are talking to all sides. Prime Minister Ahmet Davutoglu is watching developments very carefully. We have doubts whether this is just an issue between the employees and employers, or if there is an ideological reason behind this. The timing of these protests is significant, Babacan said. Production at two other automakers, Oyak and Tofaş, which account for more than 40% of Turkey's annual vehicle production, was halted earlier this week amid demands for better working conditions. The Automotive Manufacturers Association, OSD, called on workers to stop protests, saying exports were being harmed and job cuts would be inevitable if the disruptions continued. Workers say the dispute blew up after the Metal Workers Trade Union of Turkey, Turk Metal, negotiated a 60% wage hike for workers at a plant run by parts maker Bosch last month, but failed to secure a similar deal elsewhere. Workers at Tofaş, owned by both Italy's Fiat and GÖC, say Turk Metal is appointed with the approval of Tofaş management and does not primarily serve their interests. They also want a pay increase. Turk Metal declined to comment but is expected to make a statement later in the day. The mood in Bursa was defiant. Hundreds of workers poured into the parking lot outside the Tofaş factory on Tuesday, hanging banners that read "Tofaş, resist and we will succeed." Passing cars honked their horns in support. Shares in Ford Otosan, which said production would restart once supply issues were solved, fell by 1.61% on Wednesday. The labor dispute started last Thursday at Turkey's largest car factory run by Oyak, a joint venture between France's Renault and the Turkish Army Pension Fund. On Friday it spread to Tofaş, which has halted production but says it does not expect sales to be affected. Labor, exporters, unions seek end to unrest. On Wednesday, Turk Metal also released a written statement regarding the strikes in an attempt to shed light on what workers present as the main cause for their disobedience. Workers quoted by media reports say the Turk Metal section that represents Renault's workers had the management of another auto firm, Bosch, increase workers' wages by 60% last year but failed to protect the rights of Renault's employees. The union said in the statement, Turk Metal signed a significant collective bargaining agreement for Bosch's workers who had been deprived of collective bargaining for 38 months. In order to ease their plight, the union managed to secure a wage increase for the years 2012-2014 and achieved another increase for 2014-2017, the amount of which is equal to what employees working at other companies obtained as a result of collective bargaining. Despite all this, however, the average wage of a Bosch worker is still behind what Renault or Tofaş workers get on average. In a short time, the protests have grown into a level which target our union, workplaces, and the whole region. Turk Metal has exerted maximum efforts to establish dialogue with protesters, but our efforts have yielded no results because of the groups which provoked the incidents. Our efforts are to end protests, start production, and to resolve problems through negotiations, Turk Metal's statement read. The union also added it will continue to strive for resolution. The same day, the Uludağ Automotive Industry Exporters Union, OB, addressed the effects of the strikes on supply in a statement. The Turkish auto industry made $22.3 billion worth of exports in 2014, assuming 1/6 of the overall exports of the country. Yet, the latest developments of which we keep abreast with sorrow and which caused production to stop, have brought auto exports to a standstill. In the automotive sector, where export purchases are received in hard conditions and where there is strong competition, even a day-long delay in the delivery of ordered products contains the risk of cancelled orders along with the loss of possible projects that would come into the country. Compensation costs stemming from backlogs will also put firms into trouble from which it will be to recover, OB said, hoping for a positive resolution in the protests.